You guys liked the story I told you a few weeks ago, so I decided to tell you a short story that I've never told anyone before. And I don't mean short story like in English class where they say it's a short story, but it's actually super long. Never felt more betrayed in my life. Except many times because people are the worst. Anyway, let me paint this picture for you. I was in my friend's room. This was back when I had friends. So I was in my friend's room and we're playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. I was winning because, of course, it's important that you understand that I was very invested in this game. Because winning is important. I'm very competitive. Remind me to tell you the time that I almost killed my sister over a chess game. Good times. Anywho, I was focused on the game, that's all I'm trying to say. So in walks my girlfriend at the time and she starts talking to me. And you know how it's cliche in comedies that people not paying attention just hear mumbles around them? That's literally what I heard. I was desperately trying to ignore the incoherent mumbles because it was throwing my game off, but then she said something along the lines of, "If you don't stop playing this video game, we're over." And I know what you're thinking, were you playing as John Cena? And it's actually quite possible because I did play as John Cena a lot of times and he was actually very much loved back then. Actually, this girl that I'm talking about bought me his music album, which I believe is underrated. There's some good songs in there. But no, I don't remember if I played as John Cena this particular day. So yeah. She left, and as I tried to find my way back into this match after the minor distraction, my friend turns to me and says, "You do realize your girlfriend just broke up with you, right?" I gave him one of these and said, "Yeah," which of course was a complete lie, which is the part that I've never told absolutely anyone before. I had no idea that my first girlfriend ever had just ended our very serious relationship. I was playing SmackDown vs. Raw. But I played it off as if it was no big deal. I actually made her the bad guy because who breaks up with someone because they won't stop playing a video game? Seems excessive. I later found out that it was about more than that, and that incident was just the last straw. Apparently I wasn't very invested in the relationship. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to her or something like that. Who can remember those details, you know what I mean? Actually, now that I think about it, I was John Cena. I beat my friend after I hit him with a steel chair. That was a great day. So yeah, that was the time a girl broke up with me. We got back together after that, and a few months later I broke up with her over MSN Messenger. Because apparently I was a douche. Oh my goodness, I was a douche. You learn something every day, don't you? Good times. The root of the problem really was that I was too young and immature to be having that type of relationship. I was a pretty bad boyfriend, and it sucks looking back at parts of your life with shame and embarrassment. But it's also part of life and how we grow. There's always a crossroads when you make a mistake. You either learn from that mistake and take a better path, or you embrace that mistake and make it part of who you are. You always grow from mistakes. I like to think that I've grown into a more decent human being, because otherwise I would have grown into a bigger douche. Hopefully in a few years from now I can look back at who I am right now and smile instead of having a cringe feeling that shakes my body to my core. Love you, little Ks. Remember to subscribe if you haven't. Add me on Facebook, Twitter, all that business is downstairs. Also Patreon, you can give me money and stuff like that. Oh freaking, oh gosh. But now I gotta go remember the good old times when I used to play WWE. Oh my god. See you later, crocodile.